Beach, and today we are fishing for surf perch. We're gonna do a quick fit check, we're gonna do a gear rundown, then we're gonna go out live and try to catch some perch. Beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. We'll step back, do a fit check. Got the Frog Tog Hellbender waders. We got our Chewini and our action pack. As far as gear goes, we're running a 12-foot steak reel, or a beefsteak stick, 12-foot. Hopefully we can get out past those breakers. Surf looks moderate, you know, it's kind of the wrong tide. Normally you want to do an incoming, but there's never a bad time to fish. Our setup's pretty simple. We just got a crappie rig, high, low, whatever you want to call it, 2 hooks, 3-ounce claw weight at the bottom. I meant to bring some clam necks for bait, but I forgot them. So we're rocking a This is better than any clam neck anyways. We got sandworms. Gulp. So they're a little slimy. Get your hands all twisted up. Surf looks pretty good. We're about 2 hours before the low. And I'd rather we be 2 hours before the high. But it's hard to get everything to come together. The wind's calm at the moment. Pretty small swells for this area. If you're thinking about doing this, it's real easy. If you live by the coast and you're watching this, but you always got to be careful. It's dangerous. You know, I'm out here on the Washington coast, and 2 weeks ago, we lost 2 fishermen doing this exact same thing. And you can go from knee deep to waist deep, and from waist deep to chest deep in a matter of moments. It's definitely, I don't know. I used to do it when I was a kid. Still doing it as an adult. Never, but I'm mildly stupid, so that sometimes that common sense or fear doesn't exist. Pretty far north from where I live, but I'm gonna start working my way south, fish different pools, and work my way south. So we're set up with the high-low rig, 3-ounce claw on the bottom, Gulp camo kelp worms. I like a little bit of a longer rod. Kind of helps me get out and chuck it a little farther, but by no means do you need a 12-foot rod. I broke my other one. It was a Umakwa Rockaway, and it was pretty light. It was designed specifically for this. Sorry, give me a second. I'm trying to move you guys to where you can ride with me out in the surf. And I don't donate my phone to the ocean. That's today's goal. Not donate phone to Pacific Ocean. If we can do that and catch a fish, I think we'll be in business. Hold on a second, please bear with me while I get you guys strapped in. It's gonna get a little hectic out in the waves, so I might just flip you around to like a POV style. Trying to mount you onto my shoulder strap here. Didn't bring the wireless mic, so hopefully that wind doesn't kick up. I'll have to play with you some more. I guess I should have done this, but I had to shoot the gear rundown first. If you're watching this after the fact, I might edit this out. We'll see how it goes. All right, got the wonderful nose hair camera going. I'll flip you guys around to POV here in a minute. Got a little tide pool out in front of me. It's not the ideal area to fish. I'd rather get out over those breakers. On a little sandbar now. The goal of this is to just huck it out as far as you can, really. What I like to do is wade out to about my knees and then throw out from there. Tide on its way out for another 2 hours, which is a great thing. Makes me nervous dangling my phone into this you know, it's how much do you trust that little rubber strap. When you're out here, you want to be careful. You want to watch for cross waves. And I can't go out as deep as I normally do because I got the dog with me in the pack. And she told me before we left the house she doesn't want to go swimming. So this will have to be it for now. I'm going to cast out. I don't know if I might just move up a little bit. We'll flip you guys around here in a second so you guys aren't staring at my face or up my nose. Decent cast with that long rod. Pretty easy to get it out a good ways. Wind is calm. Having a pretty good time. Let me flip you around so you guys can kind of see the surf conditions. Little POV action, I guess. Getting a new camera. Should be here on Saturday. Hoping to not get so shaky. Pretty big swells. Well, not too bad for this area. Hey, if you're just getting here, thanks for checking us out. We're surf perch fishing in the Pacific Northwest. POV. Getting wet. Oh, right in the nuts. You know what's fun about this is you can fish 2 hooks. So there's a relatively good chance that you'll hook up twice. There's some pelicans out there in front of me, and they're hitting the water, which means there's bait just offshore. Sometimes these perch don't hit very hard, so you're just kind of, they'll hit it twice, like peck, peck. This is absolutely one of my favorite ways to fish. I know lately I've been going after bass and freshwater, but this is where I can be seen most of the time. Some pelicans out there. I don't know if you guys can see them. Oh, there they are. They're pretty cool. They're crashing into bait just off coast, just out past the breakers there. Trying to zoom out, I just can't seem to figure it out. There we go. Absolutely wrong time to be out here, but it's a beautiful day. Got our bait out, hoping to connect. If you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to check me out on a Thursday. Wish there was a better way to make you guys more stable, but there's just not. I guess I could hook you to my rod versus my shoulder. That would be slightly more stable until I catch a fish, and then we're screwed. Sorry, we're struggling with the camera a little bit. And just like that, my reel got soaked, which is the exact opposite of what I'd like to do. Alright, that ain't too bad. If nothing else, it's a great day to stand in the Pacific Ocean. If you're watching and you're a local, then you know, there's a few different strategies or techniques to this, and what I like to do is I like to keep casting, make several casts to the right, to the left, and you're trying to show up. I don't know, everybody's got differences, you know. The thing about fishing low tide is it's relatively easy. You're not getting beat up by the surf as bad. We're currently about knee deep. Not too many big swells. Line's getting dragged north quite a bit. Big rip current. You can see the water running out, so just got to kind of be careful. You know, I might have to move the bike up. Hey, if you're just getting here, we are waist deep in the Pacific Ocean. Beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest. Got a high-low rig looking for surf perch. Might head north a little bit. Hey, if you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to check us out. We're surf perch fishing out here in the Pacific Northwest. We're, I don't know, waist deep or so. There's a little sandbar. There's a little sandbar to my north, about 200 yards, and I'm gonna see if I can stand on that, maybe get out a little bit further. The line's getting dragged terribly north. Getting racked in the nuts by some 3-foot swells, but it looks to be that I'm standing in a tide pool, so I'm gonna try to get out over here. It looks like it's a little higher ground. Got our high-low rig still set on, looking good. So we're just kind of heading north a little bit to a new spot. You kind of want to fish tide pools, and the best way to do that is to come in at low tide, find out where they are, and fish them that way. But you don't really want to be standing in them, so that's and they're shifting. Nothing stays the same, you know, everything kind of shifts and moves around. So what I'm doing now is trying to walk out onto one and then fish kind of to the right of it. Have to keep an eye on the bike. Tide should be going out, doesn't mean it is. You know, I use all these apps to tell me everything, and it's sometimes pretty wrong. I'm gonna flip you guys around so you can see what I'm talking about. We're in a little tide pool now, and I don't know, we're just past my knees. And I'm only 4'9", so that's not that big of a deal. But if you look, and then right over there, you can tell it's shallow. So that means there's a tide pool here. But the tide should be on its way out for another 2 hours. This isn't deep enough to fish. I want to get up onto that bar. But you got to be careful doing this, because that tide pool can grow. You know what I'm saying? You'll go and you'll be on that bar, and that tide will start coming in, and then you'll have to be swimming back, and it's getting a little deep, which makes me a little nervous, but I think if I keep walking north there, kind of gets a little shallower. Once I get up on that bar, I'll be fine, but it's going to be tricky getting back. Luckily the waves aren't too bad. You can tell where it forms there. Big hill, big step up. And this is definitely a sandbar. You know, right there is probably a good 3 feet deep. Where I'm at, it's about a good 2 inches deep. And that is the calmest I have ever seen this ocean. I'm gonna be able to cast way out past the breakers. Good day to be surf perch fishing. I just got to be careful out here on this bar, because when the tide does start coming in, it's gonna fill in that pool behind me, and you can get in trouble quick. So if you're out here doing this, just be aware of your surroundings. Pay attention to what the tide's doing. And just be careful. We're just out past the breakers, probably 20-30 yards. I'm gonna head north. I'm on this sandbar, which is great because I'm not getting beat up too much by the waves. Pretty large surf today. Got 4 to 6 foot swells. Tide should be on its way out. But that doesn't mean a whole lot. Getting dragged north, which means there's a pretty big riptide. We got pelicans just offshore, which are kind of nice to see. It means there's some bait fish. Being up on this sandbar is nice, allows me to get out a little further. But you got to be careful, because once it starts filling in behind you, sometimes you got to swim to get back. And I'm not geared up for that. You know, what's fun about running the high-low rig is a lot of times you can double up. Hey, if you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to check us out. We are live in the Pacific Ocean. Made about 4 or 5 casts. We're out here on the sandbar. I'm going to switch you around because the view's better looking the other way. if you're just getting here, we're surf perch fishing in the Pacific Northwest. Pretty beautiful day on the beach, light breeze. Pretty good throw. We're about, I don't know, 45, 50 yards running a 12-foot beef stick. You can really chuck it out there. Got some pelicans flying around. Beautiful, beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest. Only thing that could make it better would be a fish, or 2 or 3. Limit on these guys is 12. Dog's getting a little restless. She's hanging out in the backpack. Felt a little something. I don't know if it was just the surf. Sometimes when that surf gets rough, it'll drag that claw around. But if you're out here doing this and you're not getting bites, my advice is move. A lot of guys get married to their spot and just stay there and fish it. That's a mistake. If there's fish around, you'll usually know after about 5 or 6 casts. And what you're going to want to do when you're perch fishing like this is throw out in a fan, you know? Cover as much ground as you can until you find the fish. Hey, shout out to the person who just gave me that like. You know, Pickles, you're absolutely right. It's not the backyard pond, but it's not that far from the house. Got a 12-foot Daiwa beef stick running a crappie high-low rig. Got a seal, just like a harbor seal, checking out my bait. But that's a good sign. That means there could be fish around. Pretty small waves today. They're only about 4 foot. Normally I can't make it out past the breakers. This is what I usually fish. Took a break from this to check out bass in the backyard pond. Had to break the waders out. Yeah, this is about a mile from the house. And it's not like surf perching in Florida. We get monster waves. And this surf kills hundreds of people a year. Kids, tourists, fishermen. It's pretty gnarly. But if you're not risking your life for a 6-inch perch, what are you doing? I'm out here on a little sandbar. I don't know, not that far. But you gotta be careful doing that, because if the tide comes in, you can get stuck or you're gonna have to swim back. But I think the tide's on the way out, so lots of pelicans diving, which means there's bait just off coast, which is better for salmon fishing than anything else. Surf perch don't typically eat. So what I'm gonna do is reel in. Oh, there's a bite. That's a fish. Fuck yeah, let's go. Sometimes you'll get them on the retrieve like that. We'll see if we can keep him hooked. He felt like he got off. Damn. So right now you can see my rig. 4-ounce club weight on the bottom. 2 hooks, dual crappie rig. I'm gonna throw right back out. I had one, but I lost him. A lot of times you'll get them on the retrieve like that. So what I'll do is I'll just keep casting out in kind of a fan motion. Pretty calm wind at the moment. I'm just gonna kind of do a slow retrieve. Sorry, it's difficult to hold the camera straight. If we're taking bets if I'm gonna donate this phone to the Pacific Ocean today or not, my bet is a solid maybe. That's good. These fish travel in huge schools, so if you get one, chances are there's more around. Don't get it twisted. You can find the dumb one that travels solo, but for the most part they travel in pretty large schools. Sometimes you'll hook them up 2 at a time. Problem with this is this salt water is devastating on your gear. I got a seal reel Daiwa with about 2 miles of line on it, and you're trying to get out as far as you can. That was a pretty good cast, probably about 75 yards off the bank into some deep water. Getting bit. Or I'm getting dragged around by the surf. I can't tell. That's a fish. Maybe. Doesn't feel very big, but yeah, it's off now. Now, that's definitely a fish. It's just they sometimes get brought in by the waves. Oh, he's fighting good. Oh, he jumped. Let's go. He's putting up a pretty good fight. We'll see what we got. We got fucking doubles, boys. I'm gonna have to tighten up my drag. I'm gonna walk these guys up because I don't want to lose them. But that is 2 big ass fucking surf perch. And those are monsters. They're probably fucking 14 inches. I'm gonna drag them up to the bank. Fuck yeah, let's go. Who do you know hitting double fish? 2 fucking perch, one fucking line in the middle of the ocean. Those are monsters. They're probably fucking 2.5. Sorry, I'm cursing a lot. Hopefully there ain't no kids. We'll keep the cursing to a minimum. But I am absolutely stoked. I want to get these guys up the beach. Hold on, we gotta wade through some deep ass water here. That's what I was telling you about these tide pools. We're probably, I don't know, nipple deep running through this tide pool. That's my first ever perch catch on YouTube, man. And they were doubles, bro. You know, people fish here year round, never hit doubles. But we did right now. I'll flip you guys around so you can see them. That is 2 healthy perch, man. Those are monsters. Let's go. That's what we're here for, boys and girls. Red tail surf perch. He is a big boy. He is every bit of 2.5 pounds. And that's his not so little brother. These are monster fish in the world of perch. That's what we got going on. We're not catching and release today. We are definitely catch and cook later. Red tail surf perch. Yeah, man, they're pretty. I mean, they don't get real big, so that's maybe 15 on the big one, 13 on the other. Big one's probably about 2 pounds. These are red tail surf perch, and we're catching them 2 at a time at the moment. I'm gonna get these guys on the stringer, and then we're gonna go back out. Hopefully catch more. Like I said, they travel in schools. So, if you find them, you find them. A lot of times they don't get too big, and you get into like a school of dinks. A dink's like 7-8 inches. And my rule for these is they gotta be above 10. Because otherwise by the time you fillet them out, there ain't nothing there. I just got them put on a stringer. 2 gorgeous looking perch. I'm gonna try to work my way back out onto that bar. We're going through some deep water at the moment. I know I missed a comment. Somebody said something about their brother watching. All right, Easton, if you're here, bro, thanks for checking us out, man. We're live from the Pacific Ocean, catching some surf perch 2 at a time. Big perch, too. There's little tide pools. I'll flip you around so you're not looking at my busted up teeth, but maybe. Yeah, so there's these little tide pools, and then out there is the bar I'm kind of fishing on. And you got to be careful on this because you can get in some trouble. Let's go. I only made the mistake of bringing 1 rig. And you know what's so funny? I'd never normally fish this tide. This is an outgoing tide about 2 hours before the low. And normally I fish the opposite. There's 2 types of guys. The guys who fish the high and there's guys who fish the low. We're getting dangerously close to the top of our waders. But in about 2 inches, it's supposed to get real shallow. If I can make it up the hill without tripping, we'll be pretty good shape. If you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to check us out. We just caught 2. I'll see if I can show them to you. Pretty good size surf perch. out here in the Pacific Northwest. Oh man, mood change for sure. I wasn't in a bad mood before, but damn, it feels good to catch some fish. Big fish. Not that there's anything wrong. Bass fishing in the backyard. I'll be there tomorrow. But this is a whole different buzz, you know? Limit on these bad boys is 12. I don't know if I'll go ahead and we'll see what happens. I don't need 12 perch. I can only eat so much fish. I'm gonna try to adjust my little camera here, get you guys better suited to where you're not gonna fall into the ocean. All right, 2 down, 10 to go. If you're just getting here, running back, I just landed 2 doubles, good size. To the moon, Alice. Cast it out in a similar spot. Hopefully I can connect. Got a right-handed reel and it drives me nuts. You know, I do everything right-handed except for fish. So this feels totally backwards to me. If you're thinking we don't catch and you're just getting here, boom. How's that for a thumbnail, huh? Let's go. Occasionally you'll get some crabs on your line, and they're pretty good to eat as well. Hey, if you're just getting here, we just doubled up with some monster perch out here in the Pacific Northwest. Trying to see what we can catch. I think I'm gonna slow reel in. That's how I've been getting them before. Move that bait around a little bit. They might be on their way out. If you're just getting here, this is what we're after. Red-tailed surf perch in the Pacific Northwest. Beautiful day. 2 monster fish caught at the same time, and I could not be having more fun. Let's go. Surf is starting to pick up a little bit. I don't know if I just missed a bite or if I'm just getting dragged around in the waves. Hard to say. Typically these perch hang out in 4 to 6 feet of water. Lots of these pelicans out hitting. Coming up a little bit, yeah, I missed a bite. Once you know it, I left the bait clear back of the bike. So we're just gonna fish one hook. Normally I got 2 hooks, high-low rig, pyramid weight at the bottom, 4-ounce claw. Missed a bite there. I thought I felt it, but I'm eventually have to end up walking back to the bike because my dumb ass didn't bring the bait with me. The bike's, I don't know, 1/4 mile or so that way. But we're getting bites. Hopefully we'll catch them on that one hook. "12-foot rod might be a little overkill. I'm not catching anything all that heavy, but it makes it easier to chuck out. Normally you can't even get out past the breakers. So this is an exceptionally good day. I'm just kind of slow dragging that weight through that surf. What I'll do is I'll throw out, leave it for a couple minutes, reel in, check again. If you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time. Check us out on a Thursday. This is what we're hunting. Red tail surf perch. And these guys are absolute slabs. I'm just kind of slowly dragging that claw along the bottom, covering some ground. Tide feels like it shifted, probably coming in now. Been reeling for 5 minutes, it feels like. It must have been out there quite a ways. Big wave, big wave. Tide's coming in. I got to be careful being out on this bar. It starts filling in behind me and I could get into some trouble. I can swim all right, but the dog's not too good at it. Hey, if you're just getting here, we're surf perch fishing in the Pacific Northwest. Just hit doubles. This is kind of what we're looking for. Those are pretty big in the world of surf perch. It's a medium pull with a fast action tip, which I kind of appreciate. You can feel the smaller bites, but I still got enough power to get them in. I think we're kind of leaning towards a slack tide. I think there's 4 tides a day, and we're at the second low. If we don't get another bite soon, we'll move to a different spot. I might have to walk back to the bike and get some more bait here in a minute. It's just a long walk, so I haven't done it yet. There are literally thousands of pelicans. I don't think you guys will be able to see them, but just off the coast. Pretty good cast. We're out past the breakers, which is almost impossible to do this time of year or in Washington State. If you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to check us out on a Thursday. Risking our lives for this red-tailed surf perch. We just hooked up 2 at a time. Man, there is a grip of pelicans. I mean, thousands of them. I wish you guys could see it, but I think we're facing the sun, so they're pretty washed out. I'll see what I can do. Yeah, you can kind of see them there. That looks like a black dot on the horizon, but there's absolutely just thousands and thousands of pelicans hitting the water, which would mean there's tons of bait. Which is kind of irrelevant in the world of surf perch, but it's pretty awesome regularly. Oh boy, that was a big wave. Alright, I'm gonna try to pay less attention to the phone and more attention to my rod. Tide can shift rapidly. I'm out on this bar, makes me a little nervous. Yeah, we're completely out of bait, so we're gonna take a trek back to the bike, see if we can get some more bait, maybe head south a little bit. I know you guys have no sense of direction here, but pretty far north in the world of living on the sandbar. And I like fishing up here because you can't drive. You can only get here by either walking, hold on, bear with me, or a e-bike, which is great because there's never hardly anybody ever fishing here. And but the thing about that is I don't know. Oh shit, there's a big hole. Let's go. See, these tide pools get deep. You're out fishing on a bar, which is, 2 or 3 inches, and then the tide comes in behind you, and you can be in 4 to 6 feet of water, no problem. And I'm only 4'9" on a good day, so that could be a big problem for me. Can you guys check on my sidekick? You see her back there? Everybody takes their Chihuahua ocean fishing, right? That's a common thing. Just to show you how dangerous the currents are, I don't know, I'll something washed up over here. Actually, before I do that, I want to pick these fish up out of the dirt. Aren't they pretty though? They taste better though if you don't drag them through the sand. Not too worried about them spoiling. Normally I just leave them on the stringer and they kind of just flop around next to my leg. Stringer hooked to the waders. But it looks like something. Are you guys ready for some graphic content? We'll get back to the fishing in a second. I gotta walk back to the bike, grab some bait. But Pickles, I'll bet you know what this is. Any guesses? Dead animal washed up on the beach. If you're squeamish, probably going to want to look away. I don't know what it is yet. Could be I think I have a guess, but we don't get a lot of them out here. If you're just getting here, we're surf perch fishing, but right now we're kind of exploring this dead animal that walked up on the beach. Looks to be it drowned. We got big oceans, big swells, big currents out here, and it's dangerous. Pickles barbecue, any guess? Give you a hint, it's got some hooves. This isn't what we're here for, we just can't look away. Train wreck. Pretty graphic, looks like the vultures have been after it. If you're squeamish, or you're opposed to animal gore, you're going to want to look away. That is definitely going to get me a strike. But that's a decent sized elk. We have quite a bit of elk and bear and deer specifically, more so than elk. But occasionally you'll find them on the beach. They try to go swimming and get sucked out in those currents. And the currents here are just brutal. There's no other way to describe it. About 2 weeks ago, we lost 2 fishermen doing the same thing I'm doing right now. So, ocean is definitely nothing to play with. Sorry I'm walking so far. We'll get back to fishing in a minute. Should have brought the bait with me, but I didn't, so here we are. Appreciate you taking the time to walk with me on a Thursday. pretty stoked about the 2 fish I got. Makes it all that much sweeter that I caught them 2 at a time. That hardly ever happens. I'm glad I was running a little heavier of line. I got a 30-pound test with a 20-pound leader, which kind of defeats the purpose. But when you whip that 3 or 4 ounce sinker out there, it's nice to have some better, heavier line. I'm walking back to the bait. If you're just getting here, we're live from the Pacific Ocean, and we're trying to catch some perch. Not trying, we're catching perch. If you missed the gear rundown, I'll do that again real quick. This is my favorite bait to use out here. They're gulp camo kelp worms. They mimic the kelp worms or shrimp. Now everybody runs shrimp, but that's a crock. We don't got a lot of shrimp out here. Sandworms are the way to go. And then we just got a crappie rig. Same thing you would catch crappie on. You got a spreader, you got a hook, 6-inch drop to another spreader, to another hook, to some form of weight at the bottom. I like to use the claw, kind of helps dig into the surf. And rebait, if you're just getting here, this is what we're after. These are red tail surf perch, and I just hooked them up 2 at a time. Realized I left the bait on the bike, and so I'm gonna rebait, throw back out there. And I guess you could do this in like shorts, but it's 56 degrees. Water temp is around 57, I think, so it's cold. So I got some waders on, but I'm pretty sure the waders have a hole in the left boot. But that's par for the course. Gonna get rebaited, gonna put the bait into the wader so to the bike every time. Tide should be shifting. I don't know what time it is, but low tide is at like 8:30 my time. And it's not supposed to be very low. There's 4 tides a day. There's 2 majors and then 2 minors. I should check on my sidekick. She's still back there. Chihuahua's still in her activity bag. 2 fish on the stringer. All baited up again with the high-low rig. Crappie rig, whatever you want to call it. I think the only difference between like a high-low rig and a crappie rig is the spreader. But I like the spreader because it helps it from tangling out. I'm take a quick smoke break. I appreciate you taking the time to rock with me on a Thursday. You could be anywhere else, but you're here with me, and I appreciate you. Do you guys carry your Chihuahua around when you're perch fishing? You should. Tide's coming in. I think I can tell there's a little tide pool out in front of me. And that's kind of what you're looking for, is a little deeper water. These perch usually hang out in 4 to 6 feet. And that's what you want to, that's what you're kind of looking for. If you come at low tide, you can kind of scope out. This is usually the opposite tide of what I fish, but you know, sometimes you just got to get out here when you can get out here. Wind's calm, and there's quite a bit going. You're trying to time the weather, trying to time the tide, and if you're out near the coast, the big one is the wind. You know, a lot of times that wind's blowing 25, 30 knots, and you might have some hazardous sea conditions. And on a good day, we got 4 to 6 swells foot every 12 seconds or so. But I'm gonna hit this damn nicotine thing. I wish I wasn't, but pretty addicted. Taking a little breather. Making sure I put the bait in the bag. Hey, shout out to the 4 people. We're out on the Washington coast, Pacific Northwest. Beautiful day. And we are looking for red-tail surf perch. I ended up hooking those guys up 2 at a time. Hopefully I can get back into them. We'll walk out there. Rod and reel setup's pretty simple. High-low rig. 12-foot Daiwa beef stick. It's also the nickname your mom gave me. 12-foot paired with a Sweepfire 6000 reel. There's 2 brands I really like for saltwater. And, well, there's a few. You know, Abu Garcia. I guess if we're going to go in order for salt, just for salt water, I like Daiwa. And I mean, they just have the smoothest reels. I've been running this 6000. Don't want a lot of line on there. You know, I probably got 300-400 line yards of 30-pound test. I could get more braid, but I'm not a braid guy. So Daiwa and then Umoka makes a pretty good reel. They're not as smooth, but they hold up pretty well. You can dunk them, and as long as you rinse them off, they tend to hold up pretty well. Tide's definitely coming in. I don't think I'm going to be able to get back out onto the bar I was. So we're just going to kind of try to fish to the left of it. Hopefully we can get out there and catch some fish. Problem is, it's real easy to throw over the top of these tide pools, and then you're fishing on the bar. So you're only fishing in, you know, 2 to 6 inches of water, but you can't get out there because there's 6 to 8 inches of water, or feet of water, until you get to that bar. But I think we found a halfway decent spot. I'll flip you guys around, put you in the waders. Hopefully we can hook up again. See, this isn't ideal. The water directly in front of us here is probably 4 to 6 feet. It kind of gets a little deeper over here, but then there's a bar. If I can get over the tide pool into the bar, out into the deeper water, but that's, you know, a few hundred yards. I think we'll move down. We're on a little bar here. Tide's coming in. Let's throw out, see what we can do. Not a bad cast, not great. We're probably 75 yards out, right about where that wave is just forming now. I don't think we're out far enough. I think I'm kind of wasting my time right here. I need to, we'll wait. I guess if the tide's coming in, it might work out, but think we're getting bites. Hard to say, those are big waves moving lots of water. Can easily feel like a fish. I'm gonna try to wade out a little further. Really like to get over those breakers if I can. If you're not a coastal dweller, breakers are just a fancy word for waves. Getting dragged way south, south being right on your guys' screen. If you're just getting here, thanks for rocking with us on a Thursday. Got a high-low rig out in the Pacific Ocean trying to catch some red-tail surf perch. Got 2 on the stringer already. 2 more would make it a meal. Let's go. Sorry to give you guys a knock there, but you throw a 12-foot rod with a selfie stick in the Pacific Ocean. Hey, shout out to the 5 people up in here. We're surf perch fishing. This is what we got so far. 2 pretty good sized ones on the stringer. Hook them up 2 at a time, running a high-low rig. Beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest. I think I just missed a bite. I think we're gonna slow drag that. We're getting dragged around quite a bit. Pretty big current here. You guys want to see like a POV view? Nah, that's boring. Look at the water. About 3 hours from sunset. If you guys want to learn an old Navy trick to tell how much hours of daylight you have, line up your thumb on the horizon, your pinky, your thumb straight up, and then for each finger is about an hour. So, you know, I'm about 3 hours, or 3 fingers up, so you're about 3 hours before sunset. Learn something new every day, right? Doggo's getting cold. I can hear her shaking in the pack behind me. Got a bunch of stuff in my reel. I can feel it getting tight, tight, tight. Do your best to keep it out of the water, but no guarantees. I don't think I'm deep enough. You know, with the tide coming in, allows me to not be able to get out there, but kind of trying to see if I can read the waves, see what the tide's doing. I think we're slack tide, which means I don't think it's really moving in too much or really moving out. Which is kind of a dangerous place to be. I'm currently waist deep right now, trying to get brave. We're out past the breakers. I'm gonna go ahead and back up a little. You know, sometimes I'll walk out to get out a little further, and then I'll retreat to safety. Feeling lucky. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. We don't get too many like this out here in the Pacific Northwest. Problem with waist high waves is they hit you waist high, and I'll let you guys figure out where getting hit waist high ends up. Got some eagles flying around behind us. Hey, if you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to check us out. We are live in the Pacific Northwest, and just like that, they're gone. Shout out to the two people, Pickles and I think Ed. Ed was her name. That's what we got. I might go home and cook them up here in a minute. Getting to be dinnerish time. Pull down, pull down. Son of a bitch. Trying to play with the phone. Got hit with a halfway decent wave. And Rod decided he wanted to go swimming. If you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to check us out on a Thursday. Sea lion, not a sea lion, like a harbor seal, just off the coast. And he's doing the same thing I'm doing. He can probably smell the fish on the stringer. It real sort of feels heavy. I can't tell if I'm just so loaded with salt and sand that it's starting to seize up on me. Harbor seals, I don't mind. Sea lions, I don't though. I do. They're super aggressive, and they'll steal fish off of lines. I think we'll make one last cast, probably 20 more times, but let's see how it goes. If you're just getting here, we are live from the Pacific Ocean. Beautiful day. about an hour or two before sunset. Looking for these. Hold on. That's it. That's kind of what we're looking for. Sorry, it's hard to hold a 12-foot rod, stand in the ocean, and show off fish all at the same time. But that's why we're out here. We got a couple nice size red tail surf perch. Beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest. If you're new to the channel, we're live every day, 6:30 in the morning and 6:30 in the afternoon Pacific Standard Time. Hey, if you're just getting here, shout out to you. Thank you for taking the time to rock with me on this Thursday evening. Hope you had a good one. Hey, if you're just... Oh, there's a bite. Is that a fish? That's a fish. Fuck yeah, let's go. I don't know if he's still there. Yeah, he's still there. Don't feel very big, though. He might be... He's off. Or he's swimming right at me, one of the two. He might be there. That's a fish. I feel him. He's fighting. Let's go, let's go. Oh, he's a tank, bro. Absolute fucking slab. Let's get it. That's what we're here for. Absolute freaking slab. Let's go. He is probably 2.5 pounds. Maybe 3. Easily 16 inches. I'm gonna kind of walk him up to the shore so he doesn't flop off on me. Fuck yeah, let's get it. That's what we're going for, ladies and gentlemen. They don't get much bigger than that. Absolute slab. I am totally stoked. Third one. And in the world of surf perch, he is a freaking tank. I'm gonna get him off, get him onto the stringer. Look at this guy. Beautiful, bellied up, red tail surf perch. That might be a fucking PB. I didn't bring a scale, but that guy is a monster. Look at that. Absolutely incredible. Absolute freaking slab. That's what we're here for. Red tail surf perch. Let's go. We're gonna get him on the stringer because we ain't catch and release today. He is every bit of 3 pounds. Monster. Just a football fish, yo. Look at that guy. He'll make an excellent thumbnail. He's every bit of 18 inches. Red tail surf perch. Fish number 3. Catching slabs. Let's go. I am stoked. If you're just getting here, that was fish number 3. We are, I don't know, waist deep in the Pacific Ocean, catching monstrous surf perch. Let's get it. Totally stoked. That fish was huge. You know, these red tails, state records 3 pounds, 4 ounces or so. And this guy was just short of that. I mean, he is every bit of 18 inches and probably 2.5 pounds. Fish number 3. Kind of walking back out. We'll flip you around. I'm gonna cast. I said last cast and I nailed that fish, so that means you gotta start all over, right? I'll flip you guys around in a second. If you're just getting here, I'll show off that fish for you. Let's flip you around so you can see the surf. This is where we are. This is what we're doing. 12-foot Daiwa beef stick. Catching just absolute slabs today. This is the last guy I caught. He's every bit of a, I'm trying to hold him back. Most guys hold him closer to the camera. But that's what we're looking for. Red tail surf perch. Got 3 on the stringer. Need at least 10 more. Let's go. Hey, if you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to check us out on a Thursday. We are surf perch fishing in the Pacific Ocean. Just had pretty good luck. Oh, waves are definitely coming in. Still pretty stoked. That last one I caught was a absolute tank. That's what we're out here doing, catching surf perch. Most guys got to hold their catch close to the camera so it looks big. I'm trying to hold mine away. That was an absolute tank. I'd like a couple more of those if I could. If you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to rock with me on a Thursday. Out here in the Pacific Ocean, catching monster perch. Got 3 big ones on the stringer. Tide shifted, starting to get my butt kicked a little bit. But this is what we got going on. Monster red tail surf perch. 3 on the stringer. If you're getting here and you're into fishing, drop a like, bro. Come on. Oh man, getting beat up a little bit. Waves are kicking up. Hey, if you're just getting here, thanks for checking me out on a Thursday afternoon. Live from the Pacific Ocean. Got a 12-foot Daiwa rod out there. And we're looking for these. Surf perch, red tail. Caught them 2 at a time earlier. If you want to watch back in the video, check it out. Absolutely gorgeous day out here in the Pacific Northwest. Got a seal just off coast, checking us out. I'm sure he can smell the fish on the stringer. You know, a lot of times these surf perch don't get real big. I feel lucky to catch the ones that I did, but harbor seals are our friends. Sea lions are kind of the enemy. If you're just getting here, thanks for checking it out. We are waist deep in the Pacific, catching tanks, bro. Monster surf perch. We might be getting racked in the nuts to do it, but at least we catching fish. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just getting here, you missed all the action. You'll have to watch it back. Tide shift, bite's kind of done. Wife's probably wondering where I'm at. If you're new to the channel, we're live every day, 6:30 p.m., 6:30 a.m. Missed a bite there, don't have any gear on. Well, that was an absolute successful freaking night. Ended up with 3 huge fish, and I couldn't be more excited. You know, sometimes I feel lazy and I don't want to go out. You know, I don't live all that far. About a mile and a half. I rode a little far north, so maybe it was, I don't know, 2 miles here and then 2 house. But beautiful day out in the Pacific Northwest. We don't get too many of them, but that's what we got. And those are some big fish, man. Pretty successful day. I appreciate it, taking the time to rock with me. If you guys don't know, I go live every day, 6:30 in the morning and 6:30 at night. In the morning, I try to fish somewhere new. New pond, new stream, new lake, new canal, new body of water. In the evening, I'm just in the backyard pond most of the time, catching bass. I'm on a little mini quest to catch a bass on a topwater. I've got him on buzzbait, I've got him on poppers, but specifically trying to catch him on a frog. You know, you see all the cool kids doing it on the YouTubes, and I want to do it. So it's kind of my personal goal. But man, great day. Monster perch. You know, sun's heading down. I'm gonna head back to the house, get these guys cleaned up. This has been Outdoors with Thunk. It's me and the sidekick reminding you, go outside. It's good for your soul. Catch you on the next one. Peace.